In this lecture, we're going to zoom in on the const keyword when used with classes and objects. And this is the subject we have been working on in the last few lectures, but we're going to summarize this because I think we have seen enough of this for now. Okay, now we know that if we have a class like dog, we can create a const object from it, and it's going to be like this. And what it means for this object to be const is that we can't modify any of its member variables past the point where we declare it. So if we declare it, it's going to be with this name, it's going to be with this breed name, and it's going to be with this age, and we will never be able to change this. If you try to change this, you're going to get a compiler error. And the compiler is going to do everything in its power to protect the constness of this variable here. And in the context of member functions, the compiler is going to do this through constant member functions. And you make a member function constant by appending the const keyword after its parameter list. When you do this, you won't be allowed to do any change on the member variables of the class in the body of the class. And this is going to be a const member function. Once you have const member functions, you can call those functions on const objects and everything is going to work well. So this entire concept of protecting the constness of const objects is named const correctness, and it is summarized in these few points here. The first one says that for const objects, you can only call const member functions. So this is something you should keep in mind. If you have a const object, you can't call any function that has a chance of modifying the object, and you can only call const member functions which are guaranteed never to modify the object. The compiler is going to enforce that a const member function can't really modify any of the member variables on your class objects. Const objects are completely non-modifiable, so you can't really change any of its member variables. The compiler won't allow a member function that modifies the const object in any way. If you do this, you're going to get a compiler error. We are not allowed to modify the object in any way inside the const member function. Again, if we do this, we're going to get a compiler error. And we're not allowed to directly modify an object inside a const member function, but we can't also call any other function that can modify the object indirectly. If we do that, we're also going to get a compiler error. The compiler is smart enough to track down any point where you're trying to modify the member variables of your class object. Any attempt to modify an object member variable, direct or indirect, from within a const member function will result in a compiler error, and we have seen this on many occasions. You cannot call any non-const member functions from within a const member function. And really what this says is that if you try in any way and try to modify an object from a const member function, you're going to get a compiler error. And this is all put in place to make sure that the constness of const objects is preserved. And the compiler is really going to do everything that is possible to protect the constness of your const objects. This is really all I had to share in this lecture. I hope you found it interesting. We are going to stop here in this one. In the next one, we're going to show you that it is actually possible to violate const correctness a little bit. Go ahead and finish up here and meet me there.